director of the Hawk Sports Network, live here at Hayden Stadium for the postponed Thanksgiving matchup between the Hendricken Football Hawks and the Tollgate Titans. I'm alongside Dylan D.T. Barron, who I'll bring in a moment, and I'm also alongside one of the network's newest members, Harrison Tuttle. He'll be along in a minute as well, and DT and Harrison will have their opportunities later on during the game to do some play-by-play and analysis. The reason for our coming on a little bit early this evening is that tonight is the Hawks senior night, when every one of the senior Hawks will have their opportunity to be brought out to midfield, presumably, usually, traditionally it's with the mom, but at least with a parent or a family representative, to be celebrated for their efforts and to thank the parents for their efforts during their 4 years here at Bishop Hendricken. So, DT, how you feeling about this?
I'm feeling pretty good, you know. Had a good season. We got 7-1, so fortunately that loss was super sad, but hopefully we're going to beat them right back this Saturday, 12 noon at the Super Bowl.
I think that's correct, man. 12 noon? Okay, yeah, 12 noon start, and of course we will have the pregame show in the probably in the Cranston Stadium parking lot, sponsored by Max Wiener's Dunkin' Donuts, George Wiener's Dunkin' Donuts. So hopefully we can get a lot of people down there, have a little bit of some game day action. But DT, let me ask you this: before I go through the list of seniors here, any of these guys stand out to you, either on a personal level or on in a football sense?
No, I'm going to go with John Chopa.
Oh, there's a surprise. Tell us about John Chopa.
John Chopa, I met him last year.
No, that was
I was in the 600 lane, looking to be in the 200 lane.
no, they look like that's it.
Nice way to do that. That he did that for me, and that's how we
Well, let's let me tell you a little something about John Chopa. The fact that John Chopa went out of his way to help DT and help him along his path into network fame and fortune, that's not out of the ordinary for John Chopa. John Chopa is a great kid, obviously an extraordinary athlete, probably the best quarterback in the state, one of the best, if not the best quarterbacks in the state. But he does seek out and help younger freshmen who are trying to find their way around Bishop Hendricken, so he should be lauded for that. Anyone else that you want to single out before I go through some of these names?
I don't really know many other seniors. I don't know. Lee Moses, I guess.
All right. Well, what do you want to tell us about Lee Moses?
Obviously, athlete. One of the best. Was he a wide receiver?
He plays wide receiver, plays little cornerback, safety, and as of late, because of the because of the injury to Gary Gibbs and Terrence Gibbs, we've been lining them up in the backfield.
Yeah, we have the Gary cousins. That's not really going to stop us today with the win.
Well, no, I'm wondering, what I wanted your thoughts on Lee Moses.
Oh, Lee Moses. He just Mr. Feeney just got league even position, so he's a overall great kid, as we can see him hugging with his fellow guardians or friends. But definitely overall great athlete, and he scored a lot for us this season, and he's been this season.
Okay. Harrison, are you familiar with any of the seniors? Are you familiar with any seniors? No? You want to say anything about the Hawks football in general?
What's the record?
Hawks are 7-1 this year, and they're going to the Super Bowl. Any thoughts you have on Hendricken football? Go ahead.
Hello, I'm Harrison Tuttle. I'm one of the newest members. Currently, the Hawks are 7-1 before this game, and Mr. Feeney believes that the Hawks are going to the Super Bowl as well as me. Can't wait to see this game. and see what they can do against the Titans. So that's all I got right now.
All right, that's good enough. That's good. That's good. Good stuff, Harrison.
All right.
All right. All right. Well, let me. Because it looks at this time as though I'm assuming here they're starting to line the seniors up. Trying to give you a look at the field there.
Max Wiener coming in the booth right
And
now.
Max Wiener is now in the booth. Okay, so Max Wiener is going to be joining our team. Of course, we have with Stone and Campbell bringing you play-by-play, along with later on some. Max will probably get a little action there, and Harrison and DT as well. But the seniors, there are 25 seniors on the Hawks roster this year. And I'm just gonna run through them so they all get their due here. Number 2 is Terrence Gibbs, running back. He is unfortunately injured and out right now. You have number 8, Nathan Giampo, who is a cornerback, starting cornerback, and he has already signed to play volleyball, I believe, at Iona, at Mount Ida. I'm sorry, Mount Ida. Okay, John Topa we mentioned. Okay, he's the starting quarterback for the Hawks. He wears number 9. He is a UConn commit for baseball. As I mentioned, he's an extraordinary athlete. You have number 12, John Arruda, who is a linebacker. He's also a quarterback somewhere on the depth chart for the Hawks. Extraordinary player himself, great kid. You have Brandon Barrow, number 13. Number 15, Power Kanga, who was highlighted in the Providence Journal a couple of weeks ago as a result of the extraordinary life circumstances that he has come from. He is a URI commit for football. So both Power and Lee Moses, who I'll mention in a moment, are headed for even bigger and better things, football. Number 19, we have Joseph Allish, a wide receiver. Number 21, Dylan Philippe, another wide receiver. 22, Andrew Salvador, wide receiver. Number 23, Lee Moses, one of the captains. He is a commit to UMass for football, an extraordinary player, certainly a Division I athlete. He, Power, John Topa, amongst other guys, have been instrumental in all of the Hawks' success over the course of this season. 26, Gary Gibbs, another man who's been instrumental in the Hawks' success this year. Okay, he unfortunately went out with an injury during the Cranston West game. It probably was the result of the wet field conditions that day.
Mr. Sweeney just came in.
Mr. Zwiener is in the booth. Okay, Mr. Zwiener is here. Sponsors a lot of our stuff. Let's give Mr. Zwiener a round of applause. See, he's a great man.
I'd like to welcome everyone to
Okay,
Division Senior Night.
Senior night is now beginning. You can hear the
Accompanied by her parents, Dylan Kim,
PA announcer Tyler Lancaster in the background. As I was saying, Gary Gibbs, number 26, he unfortunately went out for the year with an injury during the Cranston West game, which was probably attributable to the wet field conditions that day. But that's a big loss in the Hawks running game. 31, Brett Burer, senior linebacker. 32, Anthony DeMoro. 38, Howard Lico, one of the Hawks kickers. You also have 47, Brandon Mensah, a really good kid. Number 54, James Bowen. 55, Adam LaValle, who's provided some instrumental and very effective kicking punting over the course of the season. 56, who we affectionately refer to as Joey D, linebacker. You got any Joey D stories, DT?
No, I did not.
Oh, well, Stone Freeman's coming in. Stone Freeman's coming with a Joey D story.
At the freshman football state championship back 4 years now, Joey laid a hit upon a member of the LaSalle Academy Rams, and the mother that was sitting next to me said, that gentleman is the reason why my son doesn't play football. So Joey is scared by not only the students and the players out there, but mothers as well.
Yeah, well, that's and judging upon some of my interactions with Joey D, I wonder sometimes if he has had several concussions
For our band,
But obviously,
accompanied by
just
his
joking around.
Donald
Joey
and
D's
Lorraine
a
D.
great,
Byrne,
great
Christina
piano.
Byrne.
Let's see, we have 59, we have Javier Avila,
Accompanied by his parents,
senior linebacker, 56, Christian Weslowski, very important player, and one of the Hawks captains. He is an offensive tackle and a defensive lineman, 67, Michael Murray, another important defensive player, also on the offensive line. Kyle Sekera, big body, a center on the offensive line.
He was actually, I just want to.
Sure, please.
He was on the Papagino show. That's a couple weeks ago.
That's true.
So,
Matter of fact, who were the seniors that we had on the Papagino show this
Topa, we
year?
had Topa.
Topa, Power, Lee Moses, Kyle Sekera, John Aruda. He's a junior, yeah. Yeah, so we had quite a few of these seniors on the Papagino show. Number 70, we have Arthur Cuddy. He's a kicker. 72, Samuel Acevedo. And 77, the big man, Dante Bell. What are you going to say about Dante Bell?
He's just a big man. That's
He's
who
just
we
a big man.
That's
Well,
who we missed. He was on the Papagino show as well.
He was. So we had a very good number of
Vast
these.
majority.
Yeah, of these seniors on the Papagino show, which will be on again this Monday at 6 o'clock, live from Papagino's. We'll obviously be previewing the Super Bowl, which is coming up a week from tomorrow against arch rival LaSalle Academy. LaSalle, as you remember, knocked off the Hawks 15-9 in yet another classic Hendrick and LaSalle matchup. This one at Hayden Stadium. It left the Hawks with their one loss for the year, and the Rams were able to complete their schedule undefeated. So what I'm going to do here, obviously we're going to have Hawks football in just a few minutes. Okay, Max, do you have anything you want to contribute?
Sure, this year has been a great year, great season. Sure, we did lose to LaSalle that one game, but I think the seniors put forth a great effort this year as they have more than years ago. But overall, it's been a great season, great high school football career for all of them.
No, well said. Well said, Max. Okay, well, at this time, DT, do you have anything else? Okay, then what we're going to do is I'm going to let the rest of the senior ceremonies speak for themselves. Stone and Cam will be along shortly enough for play-by-play of the final Hawks home game of the year. And we'll be back with some play-by-play analysis in just a few minutes. Let's not forget we're live here, so let's touch it.
Copyright father, Richard, Brandon Mensa. Accompanied by his parents, Kevin and Ellen, and brothers, Dan, Jake, and Sean, Michael Murray. Accompanied by his parents, Chris and Lynn, Nicholas Salvador.
Sound is good, Mr. Feeney. Sound is good.
You skipped the uncle.
Accompanied by his parents, Philip Giampo and Keisha Titi, Lee Giampo.
The mic that Mr. Feeney has is a much better mic for the yes
John and
signs.
Kendra Topa. John Topa.
I know, it is like that.
And for our captains, John and Jody, Judy, company son, co-captain John Luda.
Bells, I got it. I got the bells.
Dante's mom is here.
What's her name? Is on here? Yeah, okay.
Donna.
Donna. Donna Lister, okay.
Accompanied by his mom, Mel Lister, and Coach Green, Dante Bell. Accompanied by his father, Peter Moses, and Tabasi, and Aunt Ruth Tabasi, and Uncle Emmett Ka, Lee Moses.
I think over time we'll get better. But, you know, it's
And our final captain, Kobe Bryant's parents, Christian Leswowski and Lady Bernardo. Christian Leswowski. I'd like to thank everyone for honoring our seniors tonight.
Can I grab this chair?
Yeah, oh my God.
Everybody over, it's nice that you get all kind of out one spot.
Yeah, right.
Divided it's like a regular range. That helps. It took a while.
Joe knows it's a game to check the right.
Probably
DT or Harris?
if I'm wearing this, I'm not going to use this one. I'm going to have to pass it pretty much over. These guys are going to do this. Very cold after Thanksgiving. It's scheduled for Wednesday. Before Thanksgiving. I got some smell of that. Are supposed to be the last broadcast of the football season before we end the sports season. And the last broadcast for football of myself, Cam Brennan's career. Mr. Production, these guys up in South Max Sweeney, down, all people they will sort of be receiving the baton. And it is on the shout out to Mr. Sweeney. Donates and and he's inside. Yeah. You cannot stick him outside today. Very grateful for that.
Max is taking money.
Oh, absolutely.
Thank you.
So Cam, how are you?
I'm doing well, Sloan. As you can see, all of the seniors are lining up to be on Dennis Hayden Stadium for the last time. And it looks like Toye has won everything toss, excuse me, there, and Friday.
Thanksgiving game. Hendrick and Hawks and Soviet Titans. Stop talking. Start up one time. Go ahead. Sorry there. Sorry there. Very cold night here. That's even on the season. So, you may see
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Brother Fair Tonight, your stage champion, Hendrick Hawks, will be playing
looking forward to next Saturday. What are you?
1972.
What are you looking
Many of those contests come to you Thanksgiving weekend. Fans,
So
please
I'm
stand,
looking forward
move your hat, and join us at pregame
the last game of the football team.
Tonight, we prepare especially for
Great time doing the pregame show.
Director of Technology, Ron
Take a
Moss,
second.
who is
Right?
recovering from release recovery. Coach Moss won 6 Super Bowl titles as Hawks head varsity football coach from 1990 until 2006. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit, amen. God, our Father, we turn our hearts to you on this week of giving thanks, mindful of your many gifts. For each one, we are grateful. For each one, we are blessed. For each one, we are open to the abundance of your love. May this Thanksgiving season remind us to be generous with others as you are with us. Continue to watch over us tonight. Bless all our players, coaches, officials, and fans in attendance here. Keep them safe and help them to praise you in all that they do. We make our prayer through Christ our Lord. Amen. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Blessed and Christ,
Pray for us.
Lord Jesus in our hearts forever. And now, through the Hendrick Band, under the direction of Rocky Stark from the class of 2015, who helped us to honor America and our national anthem. Then, we like to remind you that please sponsorship and good behavior is how you respect others as well as those that communicate all activities in the direction.
Mr. Zwiener brought us 12 donuts, otherwise known as a dozen. We got a dozen minutes on the clock. 12. One donut per minute.
That's about how fast it is.
That's it. Very true. So we got fresh 12 seconds on the clock.
First 12 seconds.
12 minutes.
12 seconds.
Hey, I drove home early today. It's cold.
It is a cold day. I'm not sure what to do with my hand. My dad's supposed to be bringing me golf. My family's supposed to be making appearances. My mother is a alumnus of Colgate High School, as well as my sister. But I don't see any sign of the Freeman game here, so I'm going gloveless. Cam, I'm going to kick it over to you for the kickoff.
We want to thank the Stars rivalry game here as Sean Devlin and Anthony Felicio back to receive the kick. All-time record between these two teams, the Hawks have the edge 34-8. Titans have not won a game against the Hawks since 1991. Stat I'm really impressed with these.
Of course, I've been coming to this game for a while, and that was like mentioned. My mom went to Jordan High School, so I'm very familiar. So I bring it back. Gentlemen, that most of this game is welcome to the neighborhood.
This one is taken out to the 30-yard line after he's met by a bunch of Hawks.
see here as Tolgate comes down with trips closest to you.
Anthony Van under center for the Titans, excuse me, the shotgun. He's going to hand it off to his tailback, and that is Nick Lamoy. He breaks off a couple tackles. He's still running. He's got a great game for 15 yards.
And Nick Lamoy is a great athlete. A good friend of mine as well. In 6th grade, I slept over his house, I think 4 times in a row. In my neighborhood, so I'm happy to see Nick out there. He's been playing since his freshman year, so it's good to see him.
Get 13 yards. And Colgate.
They've got senior back Jacob Duran along with and Sean Van, brother of Anthony Van, the quarterback. You're going to see a lot of them. And the handoff is to one. He gets the whole hard, and he's taken down for a 3-yard gain.
Be on the lookout. They're going to run the ball a lot. Of course, like you said, Hendrick and more or less won this game. So, you know, let the seniors get their last game. Focus on the Super Bowl. Tolgate, of course, not having their best season here. New head coach, Coach Matt Houston. I'm sorry, Coach James Schufel, the former coach, Coach James. So these guys are certainly playing for something because they would love to end their careers with a victory, especially over a very prestigious Division I school.
Van comes to motion. Handoff is to Sean Van from his brother Anthony. He picks up the first down and into Hawk territory.
Cam, interesting. Two brothers out there playing together. If you look at the NFL, some guys like the Fuller brothers who played yesterday, the Bears, Detroit Lions game.
You can also make it a comparison to the McCourty brothers as well. Sure. Played against the Manning brothers as well. A lot of great family rivalries. Another man comes in motion, and that handoff is to number 27, Alexander Maury. He's got some room, turns the corner, and he's taken down inside the red zone. Excuse me, inside the 30-yard line.
Hey, Joey, it looks pretty good so far. Of course, we're only 2 minutes into this game, but finding holes here and turning the corner. That was a great run there by Maury. He found the corner along the sideline. He found himself a beautiful game there as he found his spot. Like I said, we'd like to mention at halftime that a very special guest. Zach Johnson should be returning. So we look forward to bringing back network on Zach Johnson. Now, at Syracuse University, and we're hoping he can come in and give us his insight on the Hawks season so far.
Van hands off to Lamoy, and Lamoy close to the first down yardage.
A lot of these fakes, you know, you see the hand off to the guy in motion, and
Nick Lamoy, and 8 yards.
just for
Tolgate having a greater year compared to years past. They got their first division win in 5 years. Handoff is to Lamoy. Lamoy cuts upfield, trying to turn the corner, and it doesn't look like he's going to get there. It's going to be 3rd and short for the Titans.
Nick Lamoy lost 2 yards.
We're not married.
Falls to the ground, Lamoy gets on top of it. So a spoiled opportunity for the Titans as they could have moved the chains in closer to 6 points, but it's going to be 4th down. It looks like they're going to go for it here, 4th and
5. But you might as well go for it here. And what is actually 4th and 4.
Handoff is Lamoy. He's going to try to turn the corner. He cuts upfield and he's met by Dante Baldelli. It's going to be close. And it looks like they picked up the first down marker.
That's a good one there. It's the 2nd one for Maury.
And they do pick up the first down.
Gets the handoff and hooks around. following his blockers and gets it there for another run to pick up the first down. That was 4th down.
Now it's going to be first and 10, or from the 10-yard line, making it first and goal.
First and goal, 10-yard line.
So the Titans close to scoring on their first drive of the game. And if they can get out to a lead and put more pressure on the Hawks, this should be a good game. Van, under center. Handoff is to Sean Van. He gets nothing on the play. And on the tackle there, number 76 for the Hawks. That being
Sean Van, for gain 0.
number 75, Frank
Second
Davis.
and 10.
Frank Cole, for sure goes. A very good athlete, a big guy, played wrestles for Hampton as well, but normally you wouldn't see him playing this early in a varsity game, but they're going to let some guys get some reps and here shows. It's about 7 minutes left in the first quarter.
Looks like Lemoy is coming off the field. Replacing him came in number 17, Sean Devlin, freshman. Devlin on, Lemoy off. It looks like Titan will stop this one. 2nd and 10, second and goal. 10 yards to go for Devlin, Sean Van in the backfield, Anthony Van on the center. And man jumped early, and looks like that's going to be on the Titans. That's going to be a false start. It's going to back to the 5 yard line. 2nd and 15.
Second and goal, 15 yards to the touch.
Thank you, sir.
Titans though, this track could have easily come in there. It was 4th and 3. Warriors turn the corner, they pick up the first down. So as it does become 2nd and goal with a long 15 yards to get it, they are playing a little bit of momentum here. A drive that they started deep into their own territory.
More in motion. Van fumbles the snap again, and we've got a flag on the field first. 2nd penalty of the night. And another false start.
False start against Colgate. 2nd and 20. 20-yard line.
Second penalty called on the Titans, and that's going to back up another 5 yards. 2nd and goal from the 20-yard line. And that play spelled disaster as Anthony Van Fulton couldn't handle the snap, so it would have been worse. Unfortunately, luckily for the Titans, with the false start. Van hands it off to Van. Van cuts up field and picks up 5 yards on the play. With a 3rd and goal from the 15. This is 4th down territory. If the Titans can pick up 4 yards, we said, with running the ball, the clock will move in at fate. And here comes Maury. He's got some room and he's taken down to the 5. So the in-around run by the Titans picks up 10. And they'll have a great 4th and 6 opportunity.
Here's the decision you have to make. Go here. I think they're going to. Or do you get frequency? You have difficult, but a question of 4th down that's picked up. Your chance of the bounce, but also
4 wide receivers split out. Anthony Van, shotgun formation. And some And it's a delayed game. It's going to be a 5-yard penalty on the Titans. Now, Stone, with that penalty, does that change Coach Stringfell's opinion?
I don't know, Cam. That's going to back him up 5 yards.
5-yard penalty.
So,
Goal.
I would assume they're still going to go for it. You're at 10 to 10 now. The kicker, I really think they probably got some nerves here. They're going to go for it.
In a rivalry game, you always want to maybe put some shock in the opposing team. Then he's going to throw this one. Stays with it, cuts upfield, and he's taken down. That's number 51 for the Hawks. That being Sam Laurie.
He's got nowhere to go with this guy's right in the middle of the board. I'll take away a Hawks right now, so the Hawks now take over. Let's see. Maybe if John Token gets one drive.
Looks like Hindle's on it.
Hindle's out there. They're going to protect John Token. Make sure he can. He'll be healthy for the Super Bowl next Saturday at Branson Stadium.
I don't blame Coach Groff. He's a dynamic player, and you lose something in Topa if he's not on the field. He's a running threat, and he's got a great arm as well. Hindle under center. Detondo in the backfield, you see him watching snaps. As he gets hit in the backfield, loses a couple yards on his leg.
Core there, ready for that play. This right here, the room of him starts the opportunity now to look at the guys that are going to carry on a great football program for the next couple of years. You can really find who plays best. I mean, you can go back to our sophomore year 2 years ago when the Hawks played this game. John Topol was the guy out there right now. It was, Gill's going to rest, Topol's going to go out there, and John Topol's not the starter. So this is interesting here.
Back to Detondo, he cuts upfield and he only gains a yard on the play. So we're 3rd and 10. Excuse me, no gain on the play, 3rd and 11.
Can't make it on the game. You can see now the good and the bad of him. You can see maybe some of the stuff he's working, but some of the stuff he's really good. He's got a heck of a game. I didn't see that too early here, but he can throw the most comfortable with his receivers. Tight end Proctor, Caleb Worcester, and these guys that have been doing a lot with John Copeland. Now they're going to get to one of the best buddies next year. He's a heck of an athlete on the baseball diamond and the football field. It's good to see some football field. This is a grown man.
Stone, you said first of the quarter, and we've got 3:17 remaining in the first. Hawks 30 and long. Let's see if they can convert. Now, Stone, we talked about like all these young guys right now.
Tolly's looked good so far, so it's certainly interesting. He's going to go this one. There's this one out. He got Delhi, and no good. Right in his hand. Keep on to that one. But a beautiful ball there. There's his arm cam. Really flash.
Able to air it out, and Dante looked like he had it, but just in and out of his hands. So that'll bring the punt team onto the field. Now it looks like Harry Lico is out there.
Money team, Harry Lico.
Back to 39, 38. 4. Snap! And Lico just gets it out with a short punt, and he's going to take a Hawker bounce. And that's going to be a short field to work with for the Titans. They're going to start at the Hawks' 34-36 yard line. Titans. This time they're only going to go 36 and see if they can do it. Maury in motion. Handoff is to Van. Van with some open space. He makes a man miss. Witherstone there. But on the tackle to Sam Laurie. Big game by Van there into Hawks red zone territory for the second time tonight.
Anthony Witherstone and Sam Van.
Got my gloves and my hat from my mom. Cold one time.
It is a very cold one. So.
Nice job!
Van moved the ball well. Anthony Van moved the ball well. Van and direct snap to Sean Van. He's going to take it only a couple yards between the second and 7. Handoff to Van. Van not going anywhere as he is stood up at the 15-yard line. Bring up 3rd and 6.
Here we go.
Sean Van, 1 yard. 3rd and 6.
Titans use all 4 downs here. Field. It's every now and then the Hawks defense is stand up.
Right there, Stone. It looks like four receivers for out. One man in the backfield. There's a flag thrown. Still be the 3rd flag on the Titans already. And it's a false start on the Titans. So they're very tonight. 3rd penalties of the game. It's going to back them up 5 yards. It's going to bring up 3rd and 11.
Thank you. They're all current. Great work. Trumpets essentially wiping their feet.
They're on the edge of 6 points, but they just keep hurting themselves with these delay games and these false starts. And Van handles the snap. Very bad snap. Maury cuts upfield. He's close to a first down, but he's just going to be short.
He's been the
Now and into the end zone is the Titans, and that's going to be their first score of the game. First score against the Hawks in 2 years, actually. They did not score last year against the Hawks, and they scored tonight.
Yeah, they haven't scored since 2010.
Wow.
So the Titans edge 6 points on the board as time expires in the first quarter. So they didn't end the Hawks are down to the total Titans by the score of 6 pending.
Now the kicker, Zaire Ayaz, will kick it. Low snap, and that one is blocked, but no good. 6-point lead for the Titans as the first quarter expires. Hawks have only had one offensive chance. But Titans on the first 6-0 Titans.
First quarter. Their only offensive possession was the third. Pretty dry spell. The Hawks didn't get some work on this. When it mattered in the fourth down. That run there on fourth down. The Hawks now go back to work offensively. And I think we made this assumption. John told you probably didn't see much money. Chris Hitler. got confirmation Zach Johnson will be coming up to the booth with us.
We saw him.
At the end of this series.
He's not wearing a hat.
Doesn't. Minutes here. Now we do the stand. Like Malou. First of all, we're on the way here. The second quarter action was holding lead at 6-0. Yeah. Short Hawks handle and tripped up there right around the 45.
14.
That was number 14.
Tim Carr, first and 10, 44 yards.
Rivalry game. They would love to move over to win here. They got to make sure it's
Also, trips to the right of the quarterback. The handoff goes to the running back. He's got 28 for the Hawks.
That's Darren.
Darren. Back to space. That's 5 bit.
Darren has seen his varsity time, but
Junior, 5
he's
yards.
going to be seeing most of the lows tonight. Him and Tommy will be splitting at the time.
Oh, yeah, and I mean, with the loss of the two senior running backs, it's not that we can see them tonight. But, in the Super Bowl game, the running game, of course, John Tobin came with the ball 3 rounds. But
Is Gibbs going to be coming back for the Super Bowl?
I believe both Gibbs will be out. Hindle, he doesn't take himself. Hindle's got.
Oh, he's getting this one.
No room to go. Maybe, if anything, a game. So now he comes third. And 3, so we have 2 to go.
First and 7, 2 yards. 33.
Third and short, so this is going to be the first short yard situation that Chris Hindle is going to have to deal with.
Just fine in the long. Next year, as a following sports members, will be off to college, of course, like Kenny. Good to see these guys play. Trips to Hindle's right. Snap that. He's going to throw this one. And he hesitates, can't get rid of it. He's sacked behind the line of scrimmage by number 83.
Chris Hindle was sacked and lost 4 yards. 4th and 7.
Now bring on the punt team as Harry Eagle will come onto the field. And it looks like Hindle, he was going to throw it to his check down man, but he couldn't get to control the ball. He lost it.
And I think his initial play was to go to Bardelli, slide and have him run the ball a little bit there.
Snap.
Better confidence. This one falls and off a Togi. And the Hawks recover. Looks like a fumble recovery.
37.
For the Hawks.
37.
It is. Off ball. And the Hawks take over. Deep inside Togi territory.
Took a tough bounce. He saw 2 Hawks coming right at him. He didn't want it to bounce as the ball would have bounced past him, and the Hawks would have given him a long field of work. Tried to scoop it up and run with it, but bounced off, and that's going to give the Hawks a short field of work.
Jordan is the long side.
I don't usually say those.
So there's hands on your side. Snap back to Hindle. Hand off. Ooh. That's it. He pushes forward. That's number 25. Matt Bertone. Brings him there. Pretty good down there. Might just be rather close. Yeah, that's right. Second and 1.
It's going to be be interesting to see here how the Hawks respond. They looked like they were going to go 3-0 for the second consecutive time. Let's see what they can do here and not make it 3 times in a row.
Flip there. That's room to run. Tripped up there. But he picks up the first down. He gets the time to go again.
Flag on to there.
First down ball. Flag play.
It's hard to tell the difference. There's a flag on the play versus foul against the Hawks. That should have eliminated that last play.
Stone, it's really interesting what the Hawks before or after, was it during or after the play? It was during the play, the Hawks now will have a 2nd and 16, but if it was after the play, the Hawks will have a first.
Question 2 to 20. It's personal foul against the Hawks. Second down.
Personal foul against the Hawks. Loss of 15 yards. We need second down.
16. This
Third and short. Stone, do they go back to tomorrow to see, or do they go to one guy, Darren, or the top?
push forward.
Nice run.
Inside the 10, we got a first and goal situation. 8 minutes to play in the first half.
This was an important drive for the Hawks.
6-0 lead for the Titans.
Here we're going to run the ball and see how much clock they can chew up before the Hawks end up getting the ball back. But the ball took a bounce their way, and the Hawks on the edge of scoring.
Hawks certainly usually to their advantage. Flag on the play. False start against the Hawks. That should back within 5 yards.
All start, yes.
First and goal. 13 yards to go.
First and goal, 13 yards.
Outside of the 10-yard line.
3 backs in the backfield.
How are you? Matt, how are you? Good. You good? Coming a fumble. Oh, yeah? What number is it? 35?
Second goal,
10 yards.
from 10. And Stone was basically the second and 10.
Oh, no.
Give them all that 31 that we did. Moving the ball and then moving the clock with it. So sure, same formation on Hindle, the handoff. 32 if you want. Stuff.
This is a 4-down territory for the Hawks. So 2 plays to go here.
39.
We haven't seen Hindle throw the ball once tonight.
Well, we saw the one.
Yes, the one, but we haven't seen once this drive. That was good.
Yeah, well, you're...
This game is set for Wednesday night. 2 tonight. It's their second already of the first half.
Timeout, Hendricken.
Coach Crawford doesn't look happy there as It's they would have been called for this game on the name trials, they get a full team ready. Their injury-free game is actually tomorrow.
That's right.
They're going to take on the LaSalle Rams. The basketball trials are right around the corner Monday and Tuesday. As Coach Combs looks at the family, the starts this Monday.
Wide open receiver in the end zone, and the ball is beautiful catch. 31. Brett Muir. The ball was bobbled. The tight end, the senior tight end, ball was bobbled, and he still stayed with it, kept his toes down. What a phenomenal grab by Muir.
Phenomenal indeed, so. He had the ball, but the soldiers finally got there late and knocked it out. But Muir was able to maintain possession. Get both feet in bounds. I scored 1, but he got 2. Extra points. They got the lead. The Hawks will receive a second half kick. So if the Hawks can play defense on this Titans drive for the final 6 minutes and maybe get the ball back with some time left and move the ball down, maybe get some more points on the board. But they got to play defense on this drive.
Sure. Get 6 minutes. The Titans are going to drop the clock. They're running the ball very well. Everything you need, so you get a kind of control. The way toward you, so you got to stop. Short versus the big play. Having troubles getting that. The touchdown Titans have came off of a 4-3 short situation. Trade out. Taking the street.
Stone, I mentioned this before in the beginning of the year, but Trey Tyler, originally a soccer player, decided to take his talents to the football team, and he shows off his leg right there.
We've seen him on kickoffs, we've seen him fairly deep punting team is incredible. Adam Valley is an excellent job there. Tico, Ryan Blaze as well, who's done the majority of the kicking this year. So it's very
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that. Oh, yeah.
Known for his talent on the baseball field, the basketball field, the try football.
They're on Valium 3 times a day. Like she was bad spasm.
That was the boy. He picks up the first down and moves the chains for the boy. 5 minutes and 30 seconds.
Hopefully she can, but I don't think she ever will. They won't let her do it.
Pushing forward. Beautiful run here, all the way. Looks to be a first down. Beautiful run.
Poor kid. Sean Van picked up first down there. Moved the entire Hawks defense almost.
Inside 5 minutes.
Two more ones.
Seem to be moving the ball. It's going to stop here on G. They're not looking to score, but they're looking to stop the Titans from getting in the end zone.
Ooh. There's no time.
First down.
Senior captain just had that beautiful another back-to-back as they now enter Hawk territory.
Left sides of the field basically. They started up at 44 and now they're going on the Hawks 44. And the clock just closer to 4 minutes. If the Titans can score again before the half ends, they'll put a lot of pressure on the Hawks.
To Sean Van.
Sam Morey there on the tackle, the linebacker, sophomore. He's going to be part of, not say reload, but reload as great teams so far. He's going to be part of the Euro system. They're going to be losing senior captain John Moore. They lost him this season. They're going to lose Joe and Julio as well.
Can't call you back football after you go back to the
No, I did not say that.
What do you think was big to him up to Miami?
You don't see him.
City.
Oh, beautiful one from the Moy. The Moy is off, and the Moy will not stop until he reaches the end zone. Nick Lamoy. It's the Hawks on. The Titans on top with 6 more points, which is their 12-7 in favor of the Titans. So Cam, in one half, the Titans have scored more points than they have in the past 5 years together. Because the last time they scored was in 2009, and they had 6 points. So now they've matched the 6 points and some, doubling it as well.
You just said it there, and it's going to be interesting to see what the Hawks can do as they're going to go for 2-point conversion.
Nope, it's no good. 2 minutes and 30 seconds.
Titans over Hawks. This is the most points Philly has scored in the past 5 years. Put together.
However, it's all about the coaching. They've had more musician because of what you can pick up. So the teams on the rise, they play in the city and Warwick is three public high schools and a private school in Warwick. Not in Warwick, so certainly this is
To 5
years run out by
Anthony Richardson moves it out to the 44-yard line. First and 10 Hawks.
and the Hawks will start right around 3rd pass play of the night. It was 1 for 3 with a touchdown.
I think that's a little tough.
Critical pass.
Dante Baldelli.
Dante
Big
Baldelli.
6'3" frame. It's very hard to cover him in the corner. But the ball was just overthrown to Baldelli.
It's a good coverage. Hands it off this time. From the Hawks.
Jackson Thomas, 2 yards. Third
Stone, a long 3rd and 8 for the Hawks.
On the yards for a back in the pocket. Pocket grabs the manager. He releases this ball. All he throws is the intended receiver, Brett Langus. So a minute 35 left. The Titans will take over here.
position does a pass. 10 forward. Brett Langus.
Looks like Harry Ward is back on the field for the 3rd time tonight. And the Hawks really messed up one first downs all night. And that's the surprising stat here. Even if you are just
I would have bet my life it was real.
Hawk comes onto the field. So if the Titans can put together a quick run, they have all 3 of their timeouts, they may have a chance to get on the board again.
Out of bounds.
So Titans, a minute 26 to work with, start at their own 35-yard line.
Jump!
First and 20.
First and 10.
It was 1 o'clock. I've now been told back. I've been told it's 12:30. Do you know this?
Hands it off.
Is it 12:30? What happened on the team? I don't know. The next game, you probably want to play until it's light out. Abington Greenway play at Gillette, 8 p.m. What? All them out. Really? Super Bowl.
All 3 of these timeouts
You running up?
will use.
I think so.
So it'll be interesting to see
Is big for
how
everything?
coaches of
Huge, big. Yeah, huge. Back Super Bowl, huh? What did they
his quarterback Van try to throw the ball out, or
do? Thanksgiving game have anything to do with it or not?
it's been working all night.
Did they win Thanksgiving? Did. 32.
And tomorrow they're on the test. With 37 seconds left, really stop the clock. Another opportunity to call timeout and maybe get
Reminder that it's there, yeah.
So this is a playoff format for Rhode Island football as they play their first playoff game Fourth and 6 here, and it looks like the Titans are going to pump this ball away. And Coach Croft called the timeout. Zach Johnson. Stone, that was fourth down. That was fourth down. So that was an interesting call there by Springfield. So the Hawks now will only have 40 yards to go with 30 seconds and no timeout. With 30 seconds and no timeouts remaining. I think they can get a big play or have another big run by Darian or Tonga. Could be a game-changing play and the Hawks can get back on the board.
The long ball from him, a beautiful ball, 2-ball Deli. He reaches up, he's got it. Dante Baldelli had the one-hand play. Jumps one way and just like that, the Hawks will get 6.
So I talked to Dante before. His favorite football player is Calvin Johnson. Doing his best impression there, just going up and skying up for that ball. Give the Hawks the lead back with 18 seconds left.
That's right, man. Just wanted to clarify. Better not be Calvin Johnson versus the Patriots. Well, now we got 18 seconds.
Snap. You got it. Yes.
So the Hawks will back
He's the first one to congratulate Dante on his first
Nice job!
varsity touchdown.
Exactly. Oh, you know, Mark just said.
Everyone's like skipping down the sideline.
No, there is a Super Bowl, right? Yeah.
Stone, we just talked about it literally 20 seconds. But was that the right call?
That game's on Sunday.
We're going for it on 4th and down deep in their own territory.
Oh, well, presumably 30 seconds to play. I wouldn't assume. Now 16 seconds. So we're told here. And then we're going to talk to our guests. Zach Johnson and Tyler Davis.
Stone 16 seconds left. We haven't seen the quarterback Anthony Van air out the ball. We've only seen him throw the ball 3 times tonight, and all of them incomplete passes. Do they go to the running game, which has been so strong, or do they try to air the ball? And they'll just take the knee. Sorry.
Why not? So we'll go to halftime. It's 14, 13, 12, 11, 10. Under 10 seconds now, and the clock's just going to run out. So that will do it for the half. Is what Tollgate decides, and a 14 to 12 lead. So now we can kick it over to a few guests of ours. Interesting. We have our next is still Jim Kent.
Anywhere I can plug in.
2015.
Where do I know you from? Yep. Right there. Cold is killing the battery.
Tyler, how about yourself?
Oh, great to be back. I mean, the weather's not the best, a little different from South Florida, but just glad to be back. First time
Tyler, you're doing some work with USF, football, ice hockey, all that. Zach at Syracuse University. Zach, is he doing
Actually, someone getting basketball and badminton, and caught a couple of games. So I really enjoyed it. And if you ever need assistant coach, give me a call.
No trades today?
Tyler, you look like you're cold. Let's cut the winner. Thanks, Cam. Oh, right. Tyler, you're graduate LaSalle. If you don't know, you don't know. LaSalle will be playing Hendricken next Saturday in the Super Bowl at 12 o'clock. How do you feel about that?
I mean, it's the matchup everyone in the state wants to see. The 2 best teams in the state, presumably this year, and the 2 best teams in the state probably the past 5 years. LaSalle's had the short end of the stick 2 years in a row, except for last year. But this is a young team that they grew all together. A lot of sophomores and juniors last year, and this is the final product that we're seeing right now.
Cam, you got any questions for these 2 gentlemen?
Well, it's great to have you both of you back. Zach joining us and Tyler joining us for the first time. Now, what's the Hendricken LaSalle rivalry mean to you guys? You guys being great friends. What's it like just having 2 schools go at each other?
I'm sure you guys don't like each other.
I mean, I love all you guys, but I don't know how many times I've heard 17 to 14.
That's a good score
In my life. You know, it's a friendly rivalry. You know, we all love each other. Hendricken and LaSalle. Every person in LaSalle can say they have at least 5 friends at Hendricken, and vice versa. It's a great rivalry. It's the best in the state. It brings people into the seats.
Sure.
Yeah, definitely a lot of love off the field, but then on the field, they get down to business. They know they're rivals. They know they can't like each other then. there are kids who hate other kids. That there's hate and love all mixed into one. But just the history of both programs make it what's so amazing about that, and how they keep bringing players and the coaches are always year after year the best around in the state of Rhode Island in every sport. Like you even look at the basketball state semifinal last year. That was one of the craziest basketball games I've ever seen in person. That was a great game. They have great games in football. They have great games in baseball. We commentated one just last spring.
I remember that.
Yeah, Tyler was on that team. Sorry about that, man. But yeah, it's a great rivalry.
Well, I presume you guys want to go back into the cold, so we'll wrap this up rather quickly. Cam, you got another question for me before I let these guys head out?
Well, I mean, and Tyler, for you, it's obviously with the South back name. What was your favorite broadcasting moment, whether you on the ice or on the baseball diamond or even the gridiron?
Probably my favorite broadcasting moment had to be when I broadcasted LaSalle hockey against Cranston West, 6-5 victory against West, 2 ejections, a line brawl, probably one of the craziest games and most fun games I ever had the opportunity to call.
Beyond the legendary Stone and Z show, I gotta go with probably last year's state championship game one. Commentating with you guys when they came back 2 outs, rallied back from a couple runs down, and then John Topa finished it off. That gave me goosebumps. That game gave me goosebumps. That was a lot of fun.
What else was better than the 3 hot dogs at Hazel's?
Yeah, we'll go ahead and hook this up.
Alright, well, I think you guys probably got some stuff to do, so I think we got some paparazzi at the booth.
I'm gonna take a picture.
We're gonna take a picture, alright, so.
Alright.
You a father? Not sure who this gentleman is, but he's taking a photo.
You're good.
Thanks, man. Alright, well, I think we'll hand it over to Mr. Feeney. Mr. Feeney, you wanna have some fun? Sounds not good?
There's that Chaps by Brett in the end zone.
Oh, you can hear the band.
No, the first one.
Should we kick it over to you?
Alright, so it's halftime here. The Hawks currently holding a 14-12 advantage over the Titans. Titans have played surprisingly well. They've managed to push across 2 touchdowns, missed their extra points, and the Hawks only took the lead by virtue of an outstanding athletic play by Dante Baldelli. And I'm joined here by, as I always say, the legendary Dylan Thomas Barron. DT, thoughts on the game to this point?
Not too good. 14-12. I thought Tollgate wasn't going to score at all. What do you know? They scored a good 12 points, 2 touchdowns.
I'm going to step away here for one moment, folks. I think we need to do a sound check. Something's wrong. I hope. No. I don't know.
I'm just kidding.
I'll be right back. I gotta get this drink to my mom, right?
Yep. Something's not right.
We'll come some.
Sam,
what are you doing? Go get paper towels. It'll away from the electronics. What are you doing, guys? Go get paper towels. Right now. This is why I don't like brain stuff. And kids like Ben Max.
He's struggling outside. Apparently he didn't think there was that much left in him.
Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3.
No, you gotta do the announcing things. Dylan. Hey, Dylan. I don't need you. Because you're bad.
It's not coming through at all. Oh, I know what I did. All right, now we're set.
Can I put on the headphones for this one?
I'm gonna join you for a minute.
We're having next out.
He's getting stuff.
Are you helping out up here, bud?
Okay, testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3.
Yes, tell me how to do it.
Here. So here's the thing.
Now we're back.
Side to side. It's like the thing on top of the
And it looks like we're back, folks. Sorry for the technical difficulties there. As I was saying before, we had to do some testing there. So 14-12 lead. Hendrickens leading right now. And very not. I'm kind of mad that
Did you hear my voice clearly, or did it sound like an echo?
But yeah, it was a good first half. Definitely, Bishop Hendricken has made done some spectacular work offensively and defensively in the half.
Somebody took this out and put it. I don't think there was anything.
That's about it.
Yeah.
Mr. Feeney, have anything to say?
Well, thanks, E.T. It seems we had some technical difficulties with audio that we may not have been aware of, but that problem is now resolved. So over the course of the second half, obviously Stone and Cam will be back, and I think DT and Harrison Tuttle will have a chance to try some play-by-play and some analysis. We are about 5 minutes away from Hawks, the second half of Hawks football against Tollgate. As I was saying, pretty close contested game to this point, but in the Hawks' defense, they do have, as they want to obviously protect a lot of their frontline players for next weekend Super Bowl. You do not see players such as John Topa, Lee Moses, Power Kanga.
Our regular offensive and defensive players.
Right. We're not seeing a lot of those guys out there right now. So Tollgate is playing a pretty efficient game, but we have to take into account all factors here. So we're a few minutes away from the resumption of action, and we're going to step away now and just pan the field here, zoom in on the Hawks, and we'll be back in a few minutes.
Do Harrison, or you want to say anything? You have anything to say? And Harrison has something to say here. How are you, Harrison?
I'm doing good, DT. How are you?
Good. I'm doing good myself.
Thoughts on the first half of football?
At 14-12, Tollgate's definitely catching up on that scoreboard there.
Very surprised, yes, DT. I expect Hendricken to improve. I mean, second half. I bet the coaches are telling the players what they need to do as an improvement for the second half. I think Hendricken got this. I think it's a close game, so
Yes.
it's not completely out of their hands. But, we got this, I feel like. Obviously, I'm being very biased right now, but I truly believe that
Hendricken will win? You think they're going to win? Yeah.
I think so.
Me too.
Yeah. So, let's see in the second half.
If they can pull it off, yeah.
Yeah.
Which they should be able to. There's no problem here. Hendricken offense, they're playing their JV quarterback right now, Chris Hindle.
Yes.
And a lot of not too familiar with the defensive players, but a lot of JV kids in between the mix of both sides of the ball, offensive and defensive. So definitely a mix of JV kids in there. So that's why they might not be playing too well, but then they don't. Then again, they don't want to take the chance of getting any of the starters hurt. For example, Power Kanga, obviously John Topa, Lee Moses. So,
Definitely.
Yeah.
It also gives the younger players experience.
Yes.
In the further games.
He'll get right up in John Topa's spot next year.
Yep.
When he goes to as Mr. Feeney said before the game, UConn for baseball. So
Yep.
And Lee Moses will head over to UMass for football.
And I believe another player is playing.
Nate Giampo's playing volleyball for Iona.
Power's going to URI for football.
And as Zwiener informed me that Power is going to URI for football, which I could see that. Most of these players fit their profiles, what they're going for. John Topa, I'm a little confused because he's going to UConn for baseball. Personally, I think that John Topa is much more better at football than baseball, but I guess you do what you love.
Well, I believe a lot of these players, I think education comes first.
Yes.
With anything to do with sports, grades come first before any academics.
Yes.
So I'm sure a lot of that went into consideration for these people going to college.
Oh, yeah. That definitely, education comes first. And as we have a 1-minute countdown here, folks, till we go into the second half, 12-14, or rather 14-12 Hendricken. And that's what the score we have on the board right now as we tune into 45 seconds down on the clock. Harrison, any last final words?
Not really. How about you, DT?
Nothing for me. But, Sweeter, have anything to say so far? About the game, yes. And Sweeter's going to say some words?
You know, inspired by Coach Quigley, it's always a great day for football.
Oh, yes.
But I don't think today's a good day for football. It's 30 degrees out. I'd rather be at home, but hey, I'm part of the network. You can never pass up these opportunities.
Oh, yeah, totally.
As we come into 2-1-0, Hawks are warming up for this second half, 14-12.
Is also coming out to the field.
The Hawks are up against the Titans, going into the 3 minutes until the ball is snapped. Back to you, Dylan.
Yes, and as we have the 2:50 countdown, so we have both teams warming up here at Dennis Hayden Stadium. 14-12 again. Thanks.
It actually looks like, DT, they added about 2 minutes and 20 seconds to...
Yeah, they needed to have their teams warm up for the second half.
As Hendricken is doing sprints and Tollgate Titans are...
The same, it looks like.
Yeah, warming up. It's very important, especially in these cold games where
you have to stay warm all the time. You're not going to be able to perform the way you will in regular mild weather.
Yep. So now Hendricken is huddling up, maybe like a pep talk before the second half.
Second half, yes. And we will step away and we'll be back to you in about 1 minute 40 seconds, folks.
Someone came on back. I'll let you guys go.
Oh.
You guys do a great job.
Thanks.
You really are.
Do you want us to go either way?
Well, let's see what happens if they get up here and die.
You want me to do play-by-play or you got play-by-play?
I'll be put up like that. I'm just kidding.
What do you feel most comfortable with?
What, you're new, so I don't know. What do you want to do?
Why don't you do play-by-play?
You want me to do play-by-play?
I don't know if that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Do play-by-play. Let the game
Okay. I don't have to say
DT, you're gonna have to wait till later. Yeah. You're gonna have to wait till later.
What do you mean, why?
Go to the door.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
guys start off?
No, you guys start off. All right, then one of you guys will split and go with DP. All right. And then the next guy will split and go with first. They just did halftime. Awesome.
Yeah. Okay, who's doing podium?
Okay.
Yep.
Let's go. Stone. Glad to be back here as the Hawks and Titans getting back at it for the second half, as these two teams are going to continue on the gridiron. Higher scoring game than last year, an 8-0 victory for the Hawks. But it's a lot closer game that we've seen in the past couple of years as well. Hawks looking to get their 35th win in the rivalry, while the Titans just looking to get their 9th. Both teams doing really well, with Tollgate establishing the running game, and Nick Lemoyne and Sean Van, and maybe we've seen Jake Morin carry the ball a couple times. But Hawks have gotten a couple of lucky bounces. They got a muffed ball on a punt and worked with short field, which led to a Jake Dedarian touchdown. And then last second play of the half, Chris Hindle throws one out to Dante Baldelli. Megatron, he compares himself to.
Megatron.
But he's able to pull it down, and an onside kick here to start the second half. And that's just going to be short of the 10-yard mark. The ball has to go, and it's going to be Hawks ball. Stone, we talked about it before. That was a gutsy call.
Oh yeah, I mean I've related to this before.
Yes.
Think about the Tangled situation. Think about all the Super Bowl with the Saints and the Colts that year. The Saints came out to the onside kick against Peyton Manning and the Colts and completely stunned them. So I mean, hey, you might as well take the chance. It's only a 2-point game. There's a whole new half of football ahead of you. You might as well take the chance. So now Tollgate will go on the defense side of the ball, and the Hawks will take the offense side of the ball. Cam.
Chris Hindle under center. He's going to hand this one off to his back, that back being Detondo, and he loses 2 yards on the play.
Just want to remind Cam, we'll watch out for a quick-paced game, as both sides of the ball, primarily for the first half, and of course Hindle did have 2 touchdown passes, but for the most part was running the ball out and wearing out the defense from either side.
We've only seen the Hawks we've only seen Chris Hindle air the ball out 3 times, one of them being a touchdown, 2 of them actually being a touchdown pass. So I made a mistake there. 2 of 3 tonight Chris Hindle is throwing the ball. So Buer and Baldelli have the touchdowns. Hindle hands it off to Detondo. Detondo upfield, still moving, and he picks up about 6 yards on the play. Bring up third and 6.
That's great.
Third and
7, Cam. What's going on?
Yep, 3rd and 7. Hindle under center. 3 men in the backfield. He's going to air this one out. He's going to get this one to Detondo. He's going to be knocked down. Looks like just short of the first down marker. Stone.
Yeah, Cam, depending where they spot it, I thought initially it was a first down, but it's going to matter on the spot. I would not be surprised if they bring out the chain gang here to get the official measurement. But no, it's clearly short, but Hindle is still out there, Cam, so I thought they had it. However, they're going to mark it short, but on 4th and less than 1 here, the Hawks offense will go back to work.
The Hawks been running the ball efficiently. This is a great opportunity for them. Hindle to Demaro. He's got enough for the first down, which is enough to move the chains.
There it is, Cam. No questions asked there. Good run by the senior and Demaro, getting a lot of touches here tonight, and he pushes forward. Good enough for a first down, like mentioned. So the Hawks offense staying on the field, and they got to continue moving the ball. I mean, we've seen Tollgate has done a good job controlling this clock, running the ball on, like I said earlier, on 3rd and long and 4th and short. They've been getting it done. That's where you need to conquer. And on 4th and short, Hawks got it done. So here's the shuffle pass here. And a beautiful run here. He's off. Before he's tackled, there's a flag all the way back at the line of scrimmage, however.
Darian just took... Excuse me, that was Detondo just seemed to take off with a bolt of speed. And it was a holding against the Hawks.
Holding against the Hawks.
And it's going to back him up 10 more yards.
Kim, there was a Titan on the ground all the way back here at the line of scrimmage, and the official all the way at the line of scrimmage threw the flag. So it's a clear call there made, and it's going to push the Hawks back and erase what was a beautiful play.
And Stone, it seemed like that was the point where the Hawks were establishing that they are the 4-time consecutive Division I champion, where they're not going to have a tough time, and where they're, not to say JV guys, but their second string guys are going to come in and play to that caliber.
Sure, Cam. Now, Cam, I just want to ask you, this whole idea of the JV guys coming in and the swing guys playing right now, I think I have an idea. On the Thursday night game on Thanksgiving, John Madden, Coach Madden, who's a legendary quarterback, great run here for the Hawks, gives out his players of the game, and the guys come out and they eat the turkey and whatnot. I think me and you should come up each with 3 of our players of the game.
All right.
And for the purpose of this is high school sports, can come from either side of the ball. Can come from the defensive or offensive side, or from either side of the field, the Hendricken or the Tollgate side. How do you feel, Cam? You like that?
Well, I like that, and we saw it last night. It could be
Richard
both
Sherman.
sides of the ball. NBC, they gave it out to Russell Wilson, who, if you don't know, is a quarterback, and Richard Sherman, who is a cornerback.
Sure.
Both offensive defense receiving the turkey leg.
So that's what we're going to do. We'll give away the metaphorical turkey leg because
All right.
I don't have any turkey to give away. I ate it all
Tomorrow
yesterday.
cuts up field. He's got some room, and he's going to take it to the 33-yard line, excuse me.
Now, Cam, just talking briefly about Thanksgiving as well. Of course, the Sports Network, a huge part of what we do here at Hendricken, so thankful for that, but I'm also thankful for our cameraman, Max Wiener. Max, how was your Thanksgiving holiday?
It was all right. Can't complain. Always a great time to spend time with the family around a table eating food. One of my favorite activities of all time. Anyway, let's go back to the game. Great Thanksgiving. How about yours, Stone?
That was beautiful.
Hindle to Detondo. Detondo cuts up field. He's got some room, and he's, again, just short of the first down marker.
I can say that as the director of the Hawk Sports Network, that I'm thankful for one thing: the network minions.
Yeah. Did you guys see that Instagram picture?
Oh, it was beautiful. I loved it.
Couldn't have been better.
It's a great holiday. We had some fun.
Oh.
I watched football all day.
Me too, Stone.
Ate a bunch of food. What else is better? You can't ask for much more.
Stone, 4-down territory for the Hawks.
Go for it.
They're going to go for it on 4th down here.
I'm right.
I was watching darts
Darts.
in Australia.
Hindle under center. Pitch to Detondo. Excuse me, that was Darian. It looks like he's short. And turnover on downs for the Hawks. Darian couldn't pick up the yardage.
Cam, that's a good play there from the Tollgate Titans. They stood their ground there. Beautiful hit there.
Titans back at it, still in this game, 14-12, with 7 minutes remaining in this third quarter, and whistles are blown. And the Hawks are going to take a timeout here.
The Dunkaccino is like over the top. And the others are
Hey, Cam. How was your Thanksgiving?
My Thanksgiving was great. As you said, we watched some football. The Detroit Lions game was very entertaining, and we talked about being with family. Kyle Fuller and, excuse me, I'm losing his name now, but his brother, who plays for the Chicago Bears, were both on the same field on Thanksgiving. So both of them missing time with their family, but they're technically together as both of them were on the field.
Very true, Cam. It was an awesome moment there. I saw a thing on the NFL Instagram how there was two the parents were there, and they have what the McCourty's mom has, the kind of half and half jersey. Half Bears, half Lions. So pretty interesting.
Very interesting indeed. It's Van under center, his brother Sean in the backfield along with Lamoy. Maury's going to come in motion. The pitch is to Maury. Cuts upfield. He breaks a couple tackles and eventually tackled at the 30-yard line by Anthony DeMauro.
Yeah, Maury's had a pretty good night so far. He's had a couple big runs for 10-plus yards, and he's reliable. They go to him often. He's only a junior. He'll be here next year for the Titans. So.
You guys should pull a Zach Johnson and come on down on Thanksgiving next year.
Oh, of course. Of course.
Come back every day at 3 and we'll do a show.
Yeah, why not?
Just like try and stay local with Colin.
Van
That's all.
under center at the 31-yard line.
Skype into the show.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Lamoy hands it to Maury as he loses it, gets tripped up, and breaks a couple more tackles, but it ends up being by Sam Laurie. Laurie comes up with the football, but they're going to say it's still Titan ball.
Hey, Cam, kind of confusing play there, but Titans will retain possession, and once again, this idea of controlling clock is working in the favor of the Titans is in this sense. We have under 6 minutes to play. Heard, I just got stunned there. But it's working in the favor of Toledo's, and they're only down 2. When they get going, they're getting some big runs here, so now it's 3rd and 7. This is where you got to come up big.
And it looks like a Titan is limping off the field, and that is Maury, who just took the last carry. And he's going to be replaced. And it seems like Maury's been getting a large part of the carries tonight. That's going to be a huge loss for the Titans. Coming on for him is number 34, Anthony Calisi, the freshman.
Used to love playing basketball in my side yard with Anthony Calisi. To throw down on him. Good kid. Yeah, oh yeah. Mini hoop basketball playing 7 feet. Dunk on the younger kids. It was always my friends versus my sister's friends. We had some fun.
Van under center, Van in the backfield, Lamoy in the backfield as well. Handoff is to Van, and he's going to pick up a couple yards, and that's going to bring up 4th down, Stone. And Stone, is this a must-go for it situation? You're deep in your own territory, still a lot of time on the clock.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's must go for it. I would assume they've gone for it all night. However, I would think with it being 4th and 4, they would punt this one away, and it looks like they're going to. Which I think is a smart move. I mean, you still got a whole quarter left. You're still going to play the whole 4th quarter, and you still got 5 minutes left in this one. So.
Now Wyatt Jenks will now punt this one away. Detundo waiting for his punt. This is the first punt that Jenks is going to punt away, and 2 Hawks nearly getting on it. And that one, not a great punt, that only being a 25-yard punt. And that's going to be down at the Titans' 43-yard line, and now D.T. Barron will step into the booth.
Well, Dylan Barron. How are we?
I'm doing good, Stone. How are you?
How was Thanksgiving?
It was good. How was your Thanksgiving, Stone?
My Thanksgiving was great.
I actually went down to East Greenwich, the harbor side.
Wow.
So my uncle is the head chef there. So,
all
yeah.
right.
So that was good.
Turkey down on the harbor?
Yes.
DT, does do all network members get free meals?
I think I can hook that up.
Yeah,
for
I
you
think
guys.
you should. I think you should.
I can do that.
I mean, Duncan in the morning, Harborside in the afternoon, right?
Yeah.
Here's the handoff. Oh, Hindle's going to take it himself. Chris Hindle's off. He had one man to beat. He juked him out. Now he cuts over towards the left-hand side of the field. Chris Hindle still on his feet, still up, running, and in the end zone. Chris Hindle. Wow. Was on the right-hand side of the field, cuts over, and then all the way to the left-hand side of the field, and in the end zone.
Chris Hindle, touchdown all the way, running it.
Dylan, you and Chris, good buddies.
Oh yeah.
Happy for him?
Yeah, I am very happy. Glad that he can do that.
I think Dylan's going to stay on the mic. It was one and done situation there. Hindle took off and didn't stop until he reached the end zone. That's a 49-yard touchdown run for Chris Hindle. The kick is up and good. So the Hawks now lead 21-12 over the Tollgate Titans.
21-12. Hawks over Titans.
I think what the confusion was there, I was supposed to stand for one drive, and then Chris Hindle first down brings into the end zone. So, as Stone just said, one and done.
A lot of fun in the booth. Last time, myself and Cam will be in the booth for Hawks football, so it's a good one. And Monday, the Stone and D show.
Stone and D show, and
you think you're gonna watch the
featuring
football
Cameron.
game this weekend, and we'll actually be able to discuss it, or?
Yeah. I'll watch it. Patriots game 420. They're on the West Coast.
They're in the
Central?
middle of the country.
Oh, Wisconsin.
Who are they playing?
They're playing Green Bay in Wisconsin.
What's Green Bay's home stadium?
Not sure that one's still.
Lambeau Field.
Lambeau.
Who's the fans known for?
The Cheeseheads.
That's right. So here we go. Trey Cuddy set to kick this one away, and ba-boom. It's a big kick here. Falls right in front of the returner as he comes out. Gets right the end around as he handed it off.
Oh, and number 24 slips there.
At the 10-yard line is number 24, Sean Van.
Sean Van slips there, trying to cut back and juke him out, but slipped on the looks like the 10-yard line.
So Dylan, we'll be spending a lot of time together over the next week or so, as I'll be giving you some rides to school, of course, but we will be heading, myself and you, to the Super Bowl on Saturday, next Saturday. For Hawks versus LaSalle in your hometown of Cranston.
Yes.
How do you feel about that game?
I'm pretty good. I feel not pretty good about the whole thing. So
you
in my hometown, Cranston, I'm kind of mad that Cranston East didn't make it. I really did want them to make it, just to see them win, because they didn't have it good for them last year. So
Now, what? Last year, you made your network debut, so to speak, at the Super Bowl.
Oh yes.
So it's kind of a one-year anniversary type thing. How's that feel?
It feels pretty good. I just love that I decided to join the network, as our very own Max Weiner almost scouted me and recruited me. So that was thank you, Max, for giving me the pathway to the network right there.
Well, we're just around 3 minutes to play here in the third. Joined by Dylan Barron right now as Cam Brennan stepped out for a few seconds. Harrison Tuttle going to be joining us in a little bit. Max Wiener's been chiming in every now and then. He's running camera for us today. Mr. Feeney's with us.
And running social media, it looks like.
That's right.
Mr. Feeney?
Feeney's running some social media for us right now. So the Titans head back to the line of scrimmage. And Van is in the shotgun with 2 men behind him and 3 receivers split out around him. Man goes in motion. He fakes the handoff to the man in motion, then hands it off to Van, the running back, and he gets maybe...
Sean Van, the running back, doing some good...
Maybe a half a yard as he stuffed at the line of scrimmage.
Sean Van, the running back, doing some amazing playing time tonight, as his as Alex Maury got hurt and limped off the field last drive that they had.
Well, Van is a senior captain, so I suppose they're also playing him for pride purposes. His last minutes here as a high school football player. So his brother now, who's the quarterback, hands it off to him. It's Van to Van, and Sean Van, the senior, doesn't seem to get much there, so now that should bring up 4th down.
I'm just trying to figure this out here. How do you think that Stone? Just a quick question for you. How do you think that like affects them in like the playing field, like the two Van brothers?
Well, in some ways, I would assume it helps them. I mean, you can go home and you know you guys are on the same page, but in some ways, that would affect you because if your brother makes a mistake, most kids can go home and not have to worry about it. You got to go home and sit across from them at the dining room table. So I don't know. So I would assume it kind of helps them. They can feed off of each other, work well with each other, but I would assume there is, of course, conflict.
Oh, yeah.
So here's the punt, and it's a short one. Might take a tollgate bounce as it bounces out of bounds.
See, Stone, I'd see it as something like the Inojase brothers, two freshmen, fresh out of middle school, going on to the varsity soccer team for Hendricken. They went to the semifinals this year. They did lose to North Kingstown in the semifinal. North Kingstown actually went on to beat Shea and win the championship, but that's nonetheless, I think two brothers could have great chemistry as the Inojases did, Jakuma and Jakuti, both freshmen, but being juniors and seniors and that athletic, I think they could put together a great play, yet alone a great team.
Absolutely. Thank you, Max.
As we have the Hawks come out on the offensive side of the ball this time. Last time they were on the offensive side of the ball, Chris Hindle went for 49-yard run into the end zone.
So Hindle now under center. Snap back to Hindle. Hindle drops back. The slant over the middle. And that ball nearly picked off. Intended receiver is Dante Baldelli on the slant route. Can't get it done there. Yeah, of course, you can't miss Dante Baldelli's gloves. Those almost... Cam was saying they were green. I would say they're more of a yellow. But network doesn't pertain to the gloves.
Where is Cam?
Cam, I think, went for a little walk here, warm up a little bit, maybe get some hot cocoa. Except Dylan doesn't come back.
Okay then. Thank you, Stone.
Dylan finds a cousin he somehow knew and has a little conversation. Right? Oh. So now we're under a minute to play. We're just about. We're going to roll under a minute to play in the third quarter.
You know, DT, I'm kind of intrigued about this Harborside thing. We could go live from Harborside, with some kind of a show.
Sure.
We can have we could have your uncle. Is it your uncle you said?
Yeah, my uncle.
Yeah, you have your uncle on as the chef. You have some plates in front of us that we're eating and sampling and talking sports.
Yeah, sure. We can do that.
If you look at the pro sport level, if you go to Nesson has a new show, Dining Playbook, where it's a cooking show and they throw in sports somewhere. And if you watch Comcast, Tommy Kern and Mike Giardi, the two guys who cover the Patriots, they sit down once a week with Gerard Mayo at a steakhouse and just have a meal and talk sports. So maybe we could get something going with Dylan's uncle.
Sure, I will look into that.
What's your uncle's name?
Tommy Blanchett. Tommy Blanchett.
Uncle Tommy, if you're watching, DT Barron says we might be able to stop in for a free meal.
Maybe. I'll have to look into that for the network.
That is the end of the third quarter.
Yeah. Now, before I turn it over to Cam and Harrison Tuttle, I just want to give a shout out to my grandma and grandpa who are watching at home today. Nana and Papa,
I'm going to switch it over to Harrison.
Very much. And now I'm going to kick it over to Cam, who is joined by Harrison Tuttle. So Cam, take it away.
Thank you, Stone. Harrison, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Great. Final 12 minutes of Hawks football here. The fourth quarter, Hawks lead 21-12. What are your overall thoughts of the game so far?
Very impressive by Tollgate. But seems later on in the game, later on in the second half, that Hendricken has taken control. I think the momentum is on Hendricken's side right now.
You're definitely right about that, Harrison. It seems like the Titans, after they jumped out to that 6-0 lead, the momentum kept building and building, and then when they got to a 12-7 lead, going into half with the lead, and then Dante Baldelli and Chris Hindle just break their hearts, and it just seems that it's been, the whole half has been in the favor of Hendricken.
Absolutely.
And we we've mentioned it before, but John Topa not playing tonight, but the guy you're seeing tonight, he is the future of Hawks football at the quarterback position. Couple men jump, and let's see what they're going to call here. It is 4th and 2 as the Hawks are going for it. And it looks like it's going to be against the Hawks.
They'll jumpy on the line.
Yep, and that's going to be a false start against the Hawks. And let's see if that changes Coach Croft's mind. What do you think they should do here, Harrison? Continue to go for it, even though they got back to 5 more yards, or do they punt the ball away?
I think the way the defense has been playing, I think they should punt it. But right now, it looks like Chris Sindel is going back into that huddle to pick a play. So shows Coach Croft has a lot of confidence in his defense.
And that's right, Harrison. This is the top-ranked defense in Rhode Island. He's got to have confidence in them. As Hindle, he's going to look for Baldelli. Baldelli can't make the catch. Was on his hands, close to a first down, but unable to pick it up is Dante Baldelli. Titans will take over on downs.
Quiet work.
Hawks defense take over on downs, and I think this is the drive, Harrison, that if the Titans want to stay in this game, they got to score on this drive.
And definitely the running game is definitely helping them. The key to win for them is definitely running the ball.
Yeah.
As the Hawks have struggled to stop the run.
You're right there. It seems like Sean Van and Nick Lemoy are having a field day against this Hawks D. Handoff is to Nick Lemoy. He picks up 5 yards on the play.
They're not big yards. They're not gaining huge yards, but they're every down they're gaining at least 3 yards, and that builds up for a first down. Taking a lot of time off the clock.
You're definitely right there. It is taking time off the clock, but little chunks of yards here, there, they add up and culminating to first downs and moving the chains and then end up scoring points. So 2nd and 5. Van and a couple men jump here as flags fly. Harrison, we haven't asked you, how was your Thanksgiving?
My Thanksgiving was good.
Great.
Watched a lot of football.
Great.
I don't want to say prepared for the football game, but we had Thanksgiving, I guess, dinner, maybe, at 2. So, you know, the good football came after.
Yeah.
As
Just slip into a food coma?
No.
That much.
Harrison, I do have one question though. Do you have an uncle that works at a restaurant?
I do not.
Okay, just curious. We're trying to build up, trying to build up, you know, some sort of a resume or like a team of food sources for the network.
You could say that. We have Mr. Sweeney. We just got Dylan's uncle, who was a chef at a restaurant, and now possibly getting some more here and there. Van only picks up a couple yards there. 10 minutes, 30 seconds remaining in this game.
I think he should help us out because right now, with every time we mention him, we're giving him free advertisement.
Yeah, every time we mention him.
Notice the linebackers, how close they are to the line of scrimmage right now.
Great observation there. And handoff is
fumble.
Oh, looks like you're recovered by
Hawks pile on top of it. Lots of Hawks pointing that way, but the head official says it's still Titans ball. That could have been disastrous for the Titans. That Ditundo closest to it for the Hawks side, but piling on top of it was Sean Van, the linebacker.
So it looks like 3rd down and 12.
Yep, it's going to be a long 3rd down here. This is 4-down territory for the Titans.
I'd also like to thank the officials, referee Dave.
Like you said, Cam, this is a very important drive for them. I mean, the way the Hawks have been playing, Tollgate cannot afford for Hendricken to score another touchdown.
And you're right there. If they chew up a lot of clock, score a touchdown, maybe get a couple bounces go their way, maybe on an onside kick opportunity, and then get it close enough to the end zone, they can maybe take the lead and maybe possibly win this game. But they've got 9 minutes and 35 seconds to do it, as Tollgate and Coach Stringfellow called a timeout before that last play.
Possibly a trick play?
And we've seen them throw their fair share of trick plays. We've seen a lot of in-arounds from the Titans tonight. They're going to try to catch the Hawks off guard as soon as they can and convert that into 6 points.
It's interesting to see what Coach Croft is going to do. Is he going to play conservative and play back, or is he going to play close to the lines? Maybe give up a pass.
Great observation there, as they do put 4 wide receivers out, and Van calls a man in motion. He's going to throw this one out to Morin, the tight end, and he's met by Detondo. He's still got some room, though. He's going to be taken out before the first down marker, so bring up 4th and 8. Still 4-down territory, though, as Morin got out of bounds to stop the clock.
So what do you think they're going to do here, Cam?
Well, you've seen them run the ball all night, and you've just talked about the trick plays and the in-arounds, and they just threw the ball. I think that was Anthony Van's first completed pass of the night as well. So it seems like Coach Stringfellow has confidence in his freshman quarterback. I think they're going to throw the ball here again. But it looks like they're heavy on the right side of the formation with extra blockers. Van, he's going to another in-around play, and to number 34, Anthony Calisi, but he's stopped short, and that's going to be a turnover on downs, and the Hawks get the ball back.
Huge play, huge play. Hendricken Hawks came up big. Yeah, I mean, they tried to do a kind of reverse inside the tackles. Just didn't work.
Yeah. Didn't work to Tollgate's advantage there. It seems like the Hawks, they read it well. They picked up 4 yards, but 4 yards was not enough to move the first down. But if the Titans did end up converting that 4th down, they would have had the ball inside the Hawks' 40-yard line with a fresh set of downs. But 21-12, 9 minutes, 17 seconds remaining. Chris Hindle under center. He's going to hand it off to DeMauro. DeMauro with some space. He cuts upfield, and he is tripped up. But in Titan territory, moves the ball well, picks up 15 on the play.
Good blocking, good run. Just an overall good play there.
Cam, I've been dying to know, is the Tollgate coach Stringfellow in any way related to freshman Coach Stringfellow?
I do not know. I am not sure. It could be possibly there could be a possible relation, but I cannot definitely say yes on that. 3 receivers split out, which are Baldelli, Langlis, and Andrew Salvador, the senior. And it's going to be a delayed game on the Hawks. That's going to back them up 5 yards and bring up 1st and 15.
A lot of penalties today by both teams.
Handoff is to DeMauro. He makes a spin move. He cuts upfield. He's got some room. He's going to be taken down at the 36-yard line. Great gain there. Gain of 9.
Stick it down. You know, Hawks look good on this drive. I think they might go for a pass here.
You're right there. They got 4 receivers split up, but they're going to pitch it to Darian, who loses it. And the ball is loose, and 2 Titans were right there, but it looks like the Hawks maintain possession. Now it looks like it is going to be Titans' ball, as the Hawks offense will come off the field and the defense will come back on.
Here's Stone.
Oh, Harrison did an excellent job, buddy. Oh, that was Harrison Tuttle. He did a fantastic job.
That's the future of the network, right?
It is. He did an excellent job for us, so thank you, Harrison, for stepping in. And thank you, Dylan Barron, as well. Dylan, we see a lot more of throughout the year. Max Wiener, thank your father for us for bringing some donuts and hot chocolate to the booth. Mr. George Wiener, thank you for that.
As direct snap to Van. He gets end over end tackle by Detondo. Stone. That's a dangerous play there.
Yeah, Cam. Have you ever played Madden in like 04 and you had the hit stick button? That's what that looked like. You just flick the analog stick up and end over end goes Van. I could have went bad. Ran that ball. Yeah, that's exactly what.
Stone. So Sean Van, he knows how to do some front flips there, but he only picks up 4 on the play. Anthony Van is a direct snap to Sean Van. He's got some room, close to a first down marker. He picks up 5.
I asked. Look at. I asked my friend Brett sent me the picture, and that's what he sent me.
Don't you feel it?
I'm not.
Third and 2 here from the 49-yard line.
Kim.
As Titans, it looks like they're going to pick up the first down here as Van took the direct snap.
Once he does, I'll show you.
And that is enough to move the chains.
Yep, so Cam, we will go inside 6 minutes as the chains are moved in the fourth quarter, which Tollgate had a pretty good first half, and Hendricken came back, and it's a fantastic play to end the first half from Dante Baldelli and Chris Hindle, and then great run from Chris Hindle to start this half. So Cam.
And hand off to Van. Van's going to air this one out, and that one picked by Dante Baldelli.
Interception by Dante Baldelli.
Wow, Baldelli's got a touchdown today and an interception, both sides of the ball. Excellent job for Dante Baldelli.
Doing a great job on both sides of the ball. He's got an amazing touchdown catch, and he just got his first career interception as well. We have 5:32, and the Hawks will start on their own 21-yard line. And you're going to see a heavy load of the running game as they're going to try to run out the clock. As Detondo is tackled here and only gains a yard. Stone, for the Hawks, if you're a Hawks fan, it looked a little scary in the beginning. You were down 6-0, and you were going to punt the ball away. You were going to punt the ball away back to the Titans and have them double their lead. But a lucky bounce for the Hawks, and it results in 7 points for the Hawks.
Yeah, Cam. I mean, I'm very impressed with this. I mean, they came out looking really sluggish and slow, and they ended up having a pretty dang good game as we're just under 5 minutes to play in the fourth quarter.
Stone, we talked about yesterday how there was a lot of great football and some rivalry games, but tomorrow, actually, there's going to be a lot of great rivalry games as well for the college football, as their teams are trying to get into the college football playoff. Alabama and Auburn will be playing both teams from the state of Alabama, Mississippi, and Mississippi State playing, and also Oregon and Oregon State, all great teams that will be showcased tomorrow. Hindle, handoff is to DeMauro. DeMauro cuts upfield, has enough for the first down, loses the ball. Ball still loose, and it looks like Baldelli comes up with it.
Baldelli's putting in work.
And it looks like a 6-yard roll by the ball helps the Hawks as Baldelli gets on top of it.
Baldelli is putting in work.
The 50-yard line was covered by Dante Baldelli.
So a lucky roll there, and Dante Baldelli is able to get on top of the ball. As we have under 4 minutes here in the Hawks' final game before the Super Bowl.
Okay, like tag my friend. Terrorist, this guy responsible.
And it looks like it's going to be a penalty on the Hawks. That's going to back them up 5 yards.
Do you want to do play-by-play for the last 2 minutes? Which I've been doing for these past couple minutes.
First and 15 here from the 45-yard line. Hindle is going to air this one out to Brandon Barrow, who cannot make the catch. Barrow could not make the catch there. But all the seniors getting on the field. Barrow is senior as well. We saw Andrew Salvador. He was a senior as well. We saw him on the field. But Stone, we got 3:22 left in this game. 2 minutes, 15 seconds remaining on the clock. And he's got 3 wide receivers again. He's got Langlis along with Barrow, and Hindle's going to hand this one off to Dadarian. He cuts upfield, he still spins, and he's close to a first down marker. So it's going to be 3rd and 1 from the 41-yard line. Stone, what do they go to here? You've seen them pass the ball, and you've seen them run the ball tonight.
I'd run it, Cam. 3rd and 1. I think they could pick up the first
Run the ball, says Stone. And they do run it, and Dadarian looks like he's just going to be stopped short.
Well, Cam, that of course keeps the clock moving.
Keeps the clock moving, and it looks like it will be 4th down. Stone, you gotta go for it here. Clock is still moving as we get to 2:15 remaining in the Titans season, but the Hawks, they still have one more game to go, which is the Super Bowl, which will be next Saturday as they take on the LaSalle Rams. The LaSalle Rams won their rivalry game 21-24 yesterday against the East Providence Townies. Hindle under center, Dadarian in the backfield. Hindle loses the ball. Dadarian's on top of it, but it doesn't matter. That's going to be a turnover on downs.
Yeah, Cam, so we got exactly 2 minutes to play here in what is a 9-point game.
Only 2 hours. I'm just thanking everybody that they didn't start the game at 7. Because I'd rather get home at like 9 than 10.
So now I got a question for you, Cam. We got 2 minutes left. Of course, we got a few more seasons to go, but in football in general, what was your favorite game that we covered?
Well, Stone, I mean, we started our full coverage last year with the Hawks, and it seemed they were a dominant team, but this year one game sticks out to me. It was the LaSalle game.
Oh, yeah.
Even though it wasn't a Hawks win, it was a great atmosphere that we were a part of. We got to sit in with Frank Carpano, have a little pregame talk show with him. I mean, it was a great overall game.
Yeah, as you saw there, the run there from Tohei picked up about 8, the flag on the play. But Cam, I would say a LaSalle game is my favorite, but the LaSalle game at LaSalle last year when we were on the top of the press box.
That was a great moment, too.
Overlooking Samini Field. That was a great game. That's my favorite. It was a cold one. Was not prepared, but it was a good game. I was excited to be there. And this year's was good, but I like last year's when the Hawks prevailed and walked away with the victory.
Now, Stone, that was a great game as well. Lee Moses, with a minute 30 left, goes 48 yards into the end zone as a 5-yard penalty here on, 10-yard penalty. We're back to Titans up. So with a minute 42, it'll be 1st and 20 at the Titans' 37-yard line. Clock's still moving here. Stone, I'll hand it over to you.
Yep, Cam, we get under 2 minutes to play, minute 30. Van drops back in the pocket, releases this long ball, and a reception is made by number 24, Van to Van, it looked like. The younger Van, the quarterback throws that one to the senior captain, Sean Van, who, despite being triple covered, he was in the middle of 3 guys, comes up with a good reception and keeps this game alive for the Titans somewhat here. As there is a minute 22 left, so it's kind of a stretch, but a big play like that certainly helps out their chances here as they trail by 9 with 82 seconds left to play.
It is still a 2-score game, Stone, but there's a minute 22, and if they have another big play like that and they get into the end zone, there's still a minute left, and you're only down by 3 points pending the extra point. And if they do the onside kick and they recover the ball, it's anyone's game from there. But the Hawks are going to play lockdown D here in this remaining 1:22. Tollgate still all 3 of their timeouts, as they called one of them here.
Coco? Can you give me those balls? Yeah, Cam, so they'll take a timeout here. A little bit of a stretch, but Dylan Barron just throwing stuff around up here.
Minute 22.
Trying to do a broadcast. So now the clock moves and sacked. Behind the line of scrimmage.
That's Sean Van, who couldn't handle the snap there, and Sam Laurie makes him pay. There's a minute remaining in this football game. Moving closer and closer to a Hawks win. It's going to be second and 20.
Cam, the Hawks defense looked tremendous in the second half, holding the Titans to 0 points. Now snap back to Van. Van, the fake handoff. Releases this one. It's a long ball, and almost
nearly picked off by Totundo.
Totundo, not to be confused with Rotundo, former second baseman for the Hawks. Ryan Rotundo plays at CCRI now. He's on the CCRI baseball teams.
38 seconds, Stone. 3rd and 21. The Hawks are getting closer to their 8th win of the season.
Does he start?
Excuse me, 9th win of the season, as they have 7 league wins and 1 non-league win. This would be their 2nd non-league win tonight. And if they win, they would have a 9-1 record.
Snap back. Van couldn't handle it, and man sacked.
That poor kid.
Anthony Van couldn't handle the snap, and he ends up paying for it as he gets sacked by 2 Hawks.
So now, Cam, that
8 yards. 4:29.
should bring us. Timeout taken by Tollgate.
And that's their final timeout, Stone. So it looks like this game is wrapped up. Not counting any miraculous plays here, but it was a great game by Tollgate and Hendricken. Tollgate really hung in there for 3 quarters, it seemed like, but the Hawks and Chris Hindle just seemed to pull away. Chris Hindle, 3 touchdowns tonight. Brett Buer with 1, Dante Baldelli with the other, and Hindle using his feet to get in there.
Yep, Cam.
Stone, I'll hand this over to you.
Van in the shotgun. Man in motion, snap back. Hand it off to the man in motion. And he's brought down behind the line of scrimmage.
And that is the game there, Stone.
Cam, you got 14 seconds. Maybe. And that was on 4th down, Cam, so the Hawks will take over. I would presume. They will line up in victory formation.
Hawks get the win, but they're going to move on to the Super Bowl. You'll see the regular stars like John Topa and Lee Moses, Power Kanga, and on defense you'll see Shane Olsen and Quiddy Pay. But as soon as this game concludes, we'll give you our stars of the game, Stone.
Sure, I'm ready. I got mine. So Cam, looks like the Hawks line up here in victory formation. Kendall under center, obviously. And this should kill the rest of the clock here once the snap is made. And there's the snap. The kneel is made by Chris Hindle. And the clock will run out. And the Hawks prevail 21-12 over the Tollgate Titans. Cam, your 3 stars of the game.
Well, I got to start with Chris Hindle. He had 3 touchdowns tonight, 2 in the air, 1 on his feet. Dante Baldelli caught one of those touchdowns and had an interception. My other star, Matt Detondo, he did a great job running the ball tonight. He's my 3rd star of the game. Who do you got?
Cam, my number 1. Played both sides of the ball. Dante Baldelli had an interception and a touchdown that made him look nothing less than Calvin Johnson. My 2nd star of the game is Chris Hindle, the quarterback. He had 3 total touchdowns, 1 on the ground, 2 through the air. And my number 3 star of the game is the Hawks defense. The Hawks defense, despite allowing a lot of rushing yards in the first half, in the first quarter specifically, the Hawks' second half, they did tremendous by shutting out the Tollgate Titans. So Cam, this is the last time for the 2 of us. Of course, there'll be 2 new voices for Hawks football next year. Not sure who they'll be yet, but I'm sure they'll be 2 guys, nothing less than incredible. So, Cam, it's been a fun time. I look forward to bringing Hawks hockey and Hawks baseball eventually, and then amongst other sports as well. So I believe I'm speaking for Cam here. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for listening to us for the past 2 seasons as your voices for Hawks football. And for the last time, ladies and gentlemen, signing out for Cam Brennan, Mr. Feeney, Max Wiener, DT Barron, and Rob Soriel, Ben Maxoud, and Harrison Tuttle. This is Stone Freeman, and remember, the Hawks Sports Network is a force of nature. Take care, everybody.
Go Hawks.